the fire, I see goes to hell because I've sinned, and we all sin, everybody sin, and so whatever. You just want to feel like in the fire, the internet enjoy this, you know, mm, you're not gonna enjoy it because you're gonna basically be eating fire. So in the fire there is um, the Antichrist will be a chicken because they take food is God is Satan is devil, and the chicken will be feathers all over the body, and imagine if it was doing fire putting heat on a chicken. So it's feathers all over his face, all over his feet, all over his body, and he will be just a burning chicken, and the feathers will just be fuel to the fire, and that's how it's going to be. And people are going to be graded in the fire of how you sin, in different ways. There is people who sin by eating, there is people who sin by having sex. There is people who sin by lying. There is people who sin by stealing. There is people who sin by killing. So people who maybe have too much sex will be hung up in chains, and people who are eating too much might be very fatty now. And all of your skin will be clogged. So being fat will be even worse, because then there is a lot of skin. And people who are liars might be, fire in the mouth. People who are stealing, God might will, be so vicious with their hands. People with the least punishment in the fire will have a cooking brain and fire sandals. So it's kind of, the hellfire is for eternity, but you should strive to do something good and not worse. But that's the thing, that today we are just living to sin some more. God has said that if we are sinners, we will just let us sin and continue let us sin. And also, eating stuff like this will not be happening. So say Alhamdulillah, say MashaAllah, say thank you Allah for the blessings I have gotten. Thank you Allah for today. Thank you for that I had a good day. Say, I'm sorry for my sins. I'm sorry for that I have sinned. I'm sorry that I let anger take over me. I'm sorry that I have disappointed you. I'm sorry for what I have, for that I have let you down. And I hope you can forgive me, because my actions was not because of me. It was created out of the devil. And I was angry at that moment, and that's why I was not thankful no more. So if you pray this prayer every day, God will probably listen to you. I know He will listen to you for a fact. He will listen. So He will listen to you, and He will probably, ease your pain. So in paradise we have it's like this as big as this room. In paradise people will be 3 meters tall, or maybe even 33, because the first creation was 3 meters tall. river, there will be honey river, there will be, basically everything that you wish for you will get if God wants. So if you wish that I want to have a million wives, every single one of them is going to be different inside and out, then you will probably get it. God will probably say, okay, here you go. And then if you say to God, no, actually I changed my mind, He say, okay, change your mind. So, God will save you time, but we will not take His time for riches because He will continue to give. He will continue to give. But when He has riches for you, He will be like, I'm so sorry. Right now, it's too much for me to handle, and I just can't take it anymore. He will be like, I'm sorry for you, but I have given you so much. Now it's time for me to take. And it's stuff like this has happened to me myself. I just want to tell you so that you can learn from my mistakes because, I have had a good life. I have had, I was living in family with all kinds of stuff. We had a car, we had food every day, we had clothes, too much clothes. We have fresh water, fresh air, everything. And, as I got older, I was young, I didn't appreciate anything. So when I got older, God took away everything from me. He took away all of the stuff. He took away my clothes. I had no clothes. I became poor little girl. He took away my food. I had no food to eat, and people were putting drugs in my food when I had food to eat. And also, I had problems with getting clean. Every time I wanted to clean myself, I just never got clean enough. And, what am I saying? How I'm going to explain it? Because I had a home, I became homeless. I had to live, in different homes. I had to go to, go through very hard times. I had to, I don't know, my family was just getting crazy, and so my family couldn't, I had good family, and I ended up with my family getting sick. So God left me on my own for me to learn that this is what happens if you do not behave. So if you misbehave, this is what is going to happen to you. And I don't want anybody to go through it. That is the belief of God because, it's very hard to have God as your friend and everybody as your enemy. It's like kind of being in prison where you have this house and you think you want to appreciate to God, but the police is telling you no, you may not have the Quran in prison because you have to have it on the CD. And the CD is nowhere to be found because nobody is learning the Quran on the CD anymore. Nobody is giving out the free Quran CD anymore. So you're sitting in there and you want to pray to God, but you can't because you're just sitting in there and staring at the wall and you want to kill yourself, but you can't kill yourself either because you have this wall over there. So it's kind of like I'm in hell, you're in hell. So this is what God does, and we do not appreciate what He gives to us. He takes it away from us. He can give it to somebody else. He's really messed up. In the end, it's the mother who's going to decide who's going to heaven or not, but it's God's will. So even if the mother has a saying, it's God's will, and I do believe that He will get punished for everything that we are doing. If I'm stealing from somebody, then a year later maybe somebody's going to take from me something so much bigger. God is showing me that you may never cheat again. So, simple understanding, and if God really hates somebody, He will hate that person hard. He will really hate that person hard. And if He loves somebody, He really will love somebody. So I'm just thinking, that you should not fear a prophet, you should not fear an angel, you should only fear God. And it's easy for me to say right now, but I know how it is to be sick, because I have been sick too, I am sick too, I go through hard stuff too. I have a doctor from Islam too who is trying to help me. I'm speaking to God every day. Sometimes my fear is just listening to. Sometimes my, some a demon coming to is my prayer. So I am just, even if they will lock me in the prison for me saying I'm a believer of God, I will still be praising God, and eventually God will blow the prison up, whether it's in hell or in heaven, He will do it. So for our own inner best, it's best for us to be thankful for everything we got. So pray at least 5 times a day, like when you wake up, before you go to bed, after dinner, before dinner, and some special time during the day when you would like to, when you just give time to God, at least, 2 seconds. You don't have to do anything more. So I hope you all will do this, and talk to your mates, talk to your friends, and let them do the same thing.